Hey guys, welcome to Driven Couples, and today we're going to talk about personal growth.
Brain, right?
You got to ask stupid questions in the beginning because you don't know anything. And I was asking stupid questions. And the trick or the rule is never ask the same stupid question again.
Young people don't really want to sacrifice because it's hard to sacrifice the things that you like to do for the things that you need to do. You know, and for me, that wasn't a hard exchange because I knew where I was going. I knew what I wanted to acquire and attain, which at the time was money. For me, it was having money to buy and get the things that I needed because we never had money.
Find the best in the game and copy what works. So if you're a realtor, go to a company, join a company, and then go learn from the best. So like you come to the mortgage guys, right? Or you come to Ambiance. Don't get mentored or coached by people that aren't closing deals.
This game, there's actually no right or wrong way to do it. However, you can take the information from people that have done it and mold it into your own what you're doing, you know, but having the right people around is extremely important.
If I would have known this back then, I would be a billionaire right now. Easy. Hey guys, welcome to Driven Couples, and today we're going to talk about personal growth. I mean, it's pretty obvious that we came from what is it called, the rags to the riches,
From nowhere.
like we were nothing. I mean, I'll say it this simple, right? Syl used to be from La Puente.
I am from La Puente.
You are from La Puente. You used to live in La Puente, and you used to take the bus. I think it was the RTD bus before. Was it the RTD?
I don't know, Dot.
You used to take the RTD bus, and you used to take the bus from La Puente to Watts to do open houses, and you used to carry your signs because you were that broke.
LA, yeah.
Me, I used to have a red Honda Civic that I went back to because I lost everything in 2008, and first of all, I started from nothing, and then I got my license, made money, and lost everything, and was even worse. Mm-hmm. So then my car broke down, and then I had to go back to my high school car, which was a red Honda Civic, but 20 years old. The red paint was all chopped off. So you know when the paint peels?
Yeah.
So I had like a bunch of red paint peeled off, mm-hmm. And then my windows used to be cracked all the time in South Central and Watts, where I used to go and look for clients to refinance because I've been in the mortgage industry forever. So me and Syl used to, you know, sometimes I would pick her up or she would meet me, take the bus, and then I would take her home in the red Honda Civic. And I had broken windows with the bag. But today we want to just show you how even though things happen and then you lose it all or you start from nothing, how you could also not only drive Ferraris, Rolls Royces, live in a $10 million home and travel private and do whatever you want, but how you can do it and the steps. So today I want to get very, very technical with the steps, like step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I also want to have questions because I don't know what you guys want to know. So I know what I want to tell you, but there might be a question that maybe you want to know specifically about me. Me, when I started getting mentorships and I started self-improvement, I used to go to these seminars and people used to speak, right? And then the main speaker on stage used to give you his speech. But then sometimes I wanted to ask a specific question, but I never got that opportunity to ask that question because I never got that opportunity. He would give his speech and then people in the front would ask questions. And then me in the back, I would never get to ask my question, which could be a stupid question. But for me, that was a question I needed to get from step 1 to step 2. But how do you feel about this, Syl? And where do you think we should start with this before we get into all the questions?
Well, you have to obviously start where you are, right? Nobody is born you could be born into money, of course. However, acquiring your own, success and wealth and lifestyle is going to be based off of starting where you are. You know, it takes a lot of different factors that to me are extremely important, like having the right people around you, the right work ethic, you know, because I've met so many people that are like, oh, I want to do this, this, and this, and that. And you know, if you can't do the bare minimum, the bare basics, which is you get up, you show up, you have a good attitude, and then you go all in, meaning you do whatever it takes to get whatever you need to get done, you know, aside from the distractions and all the other things that seem fun at the time. However, they will not get you any closer to your goals, you know, and a lot of the times it's the things that we don't want to do. At least in my personal experience, you still have to do those things to get to the final destination, which actually keeps moving, in our case at least. So.
And tell us, guys, what do you guys think about our new setup? We have these mics that I have no clue why Syl and Jesus
We're testing them out.
thought about this stuff, but I'm like, this is so.
He doesn't like it. We don't care. Okay, let's move on.
It's so just dumb. I mean,
I think a big microphone like in my face like this is dumb.
Like I think like when you do a podcast, you need to have those professional mics like the ones Gary Vee
This
has.
is not a podcast,
and
it's
all the
Driven Couples.
podcasters. Yeah, I know, but it's
not a podcast.
It's a podcast. And then when I do I do a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, we still have the mics.
Like this.
Yeah,
What do you guys
adapt.
think? No,
so
please,
a big
please,
part
guys,
of
please,
being successful is adapting.
No.
Adapting, you know?
This was not adapting. This
It is
was
adapting.
forced. You forced these mics.
I did.
I didn't even know we were using this. If I would have paid attention when I came in, I would have said, no, please stop this. But please tell us, what do you guys think? This is the first and the last time we're going to do this. It doesn't look right.
So he'll be doing Driven Couples on his own.
So please let me know. What do you guys think? Comment below if you like these little cheap mics or if you like those big mics.
They're
that
actually
are
really
professional.
expensive. You pay
So
for
let me
them.
know. Let me know what you
should
guys think. But starting, okay, and we're pretty excited right now. If you can tell, and Steph's like popping a Ace of Spades bottle for us. We are about to take off to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
We are taking off tomorrow in the morning, and we're really excited. We're taking some of our top guys, and I just got great news today. Next Friday, I have something big going on, but let's get started. So step number one. Step number one is you got to find a vehicle. Mm-hmm. So what do you mean, Albert? What's a vehicle? I found a vehicle, and my vehicle happened to be mortgages. Mm-hmm. So mortgages, the mortgage industry, if you guys saw one of my last posts, I talked about mortgage, how mortgage changed my life. But there's somebody that does makeup for the Kardashians, and makeup changed his life.
Yeah.
There's people that open the #1 restaurant in the world, and that changed his life. And then there's people in the insurance business that was their vehicle. So you got to find a vehicle first. Mm-hmm. You can't say I'm going to make $1 million, or you can't even say I'm going to make 100K. My dream is to make $100,000 a year, and I'm going to do that. You can't do that if you don't have a vehicle. So first you got to find out what am I going to do? Am I going to be in marketing? Am I going to be in what? So for me, I used to see all these people in suits, young, driving Beamers, Mercedes, and going to. You even told me a story about one time you're in Denny's because you were a waitress in Denny's, right? And then you would always wait. Is that how you say it? You would wait.
I was waiting on tables.
So you said you were waiting on tables.
I was a server.
So she was serving. Serving? Okay.
I'm down.
So you were serving. Okay. So one time she was serving, and she would see all. And by the way, Steph, I just remembered. Jomar, you set us up with the call because I need to talk to him. So, she would always see these people coming into Denny's, and same thing. They were spending money. They would give her a $100 bill. I mean, fuck, I would give her a $100 bill just to get her number and get in her,
try that. It didn't work.
Get in her pants,
It didn't
right?
work. It didn't not work.
Like, yo te doy unos 100 bolas to get in
Ya
her
deberías de
pants.
saber that doesn't work.
So that like
You should know.
I saw that, and then I asked myself, well, what are these guys doing? So just like Syl, I used to ask these people, so what do you do? I would find out. I would be curious, and then they would tell me, oh, I do real estate. Oh, okay. And then I started meeting people that looked the same, but they kind of looked a little different, and they were doing something else. They were doing mortgages. So, and you were a waitress, and you don't know how to open it?
Ready?
Yeah. So I found these other people that they were doing also. They were making money, but they were doing mortgages. So then I find
Wow.
out mortgages, and then what did it for me is
Steph is
first
like-
I got my real estate license. So I got my real estate license, only to realize that I hated real estate. Like I just didn't like real estate. You know, it's like some guys they like girls, and some guys they like guys, and some girls they like girls, and some girls they like girls.
Everybody has their own personal
everybody
preference.
likes different things. Some people like girls and guys. But for me, like I just didn't like real estate. Like I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated
Wait.
putting signs. I hated getting all sweaty carrying signs. I hated doing open houses and waiting for clients. I just didn't like that. I didn't like that, and I remember that like me, I like to be fresh. So I don't like being all sweaty, and then I start sweating. I get all oily and red, and I just didn't like it. And I felt like a pig. So I just didn't like real estate. You know when you cheers, you have to take a sip.
Oh, sorry. I was cleaning my dress.
Disrespectful.
Cheers.
And Steph, if you do me a favor, or Joanna,
Put it in
let's
ice.
keep it nice and cold. No, well, you could keep it in the freezer, no?
Yeah.
Let's start getting.
Okay.
So I just didn't like it, and then somebody tells me, you know, you could do mortgages with the same license back in the day. So in California, before you could do mortgages with just your real estate license, but now you need both. You need your DRE license, salesperson license, and then you got to get your NMLS. So back then they tell me that, and I'm like, really? And then I started learning about mortgages. Mortgage people, they have their office, air conditioner, you dress nice, and then all you got to do is call up real estate agents, and then they give you the mortgages. They give you loans. Mm-hmm. And then I had buddies that were also like, you know, I had my buddy loan officers, and then the worst mistake you could make is hooking up with the real estate agent. I mean, it goes because I hooked up with a real estate agent, but if you're not going to take them serious, or if you have a real estate agent that's giving you deals, and then you hook up with them, now they're going to like trap you, and they're not going to let you do anything, and they're going to get jealous when you work with other real estate agent females.
Who said that?
So like trust me, I learned from experience. So I'm just saving you guys.
You were obviously dating the wrong people.
So like the step number one, if you're in mortgages, don't hook up with the realtor. Because once you hook up with the realtor, it's gonna damage your career.
I disagree.
Because then she's not gonna let you be with other realtors.
I disagree.
So even if she's really hot, you know, just don't go all in. Just keep a good relationship, be friends, and even if she tries to like make a move, just kind of tell her like, you know what, let's give it more time. I like to get to know you better and all that, and just kind of stretch it out as much as you can, because once you have sex with her, then you're gonna
what are you talking about right now?
You're gonna mess up that relationship, because now she's gonna want you exclusively. Trust me, it doesn't work. So what you have to do is make a lot of realtor friends, and start getting like guy realtors, girl realtors, and then give them value, and then they're gonna give you value back. Whenever you get a mortgage, whenever like they have a referral, they'll send over the mortgages to you. Whenever they have a client that wants to buy a house, or they have a client that wants to maybe refinance. But then when you get a client that wants to sell their home, or somebody that wants to buy a house, then you refer it to the realtor, and then you start getting business like that. So I started making a lot of relationships with relationships with realtors. But I had buddies that they would sleep around with the realtors, and I saw how their business just went down. So that was how I started. So my only and first vehicle that really worked was mortgages. And for you, I think it was Tracy. You were a waiter, right?
Yeah.
So Zara, what would you say was your first vehicle? Because I think that's step number one. Do you agree
My first vehicle is not being a lazy ass.
No, that's not a vehicle. That's a habit.
Okay, that's a habit. Real estate, Albert, you don't make a lot of money being a waitress or a bartender. You could make a lot of tips. You learn how to read people, how to handle people, how to deal with personalities.
That taught you people skills?
It did. So real estate is my only vehicle.
Okay,
the only thing I ever did before real estate was waitress and bartender. That's it. So I was in that industry, which is the restaurant industry. And to me personally, I don't think it matters what type of business you have. It's gonna all boil down to your work ethic. Period. Period, period, period. Most people show up anywhere and they do the bare minimum. You don't want to be that person because that just sets the tone for the rest of your life. And that to me is the big downfall that I see. To me, it's like I was the best waitress, I was the best bartender ever. And I can put money on that. The best, because I always walked out of every single shift with more money than anybody else in that place.
So real estate was her vehicle. So
It was.
So what? So, see, people are saying Albert's a genius. Albert,
I think you're buzzed.
make a driven academy on how to get girls to chase you. These are comments that people are saying.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So like today.
Let's stay like on topic.
No, well, we are on topic. The step number one on how to
Find
grow,
a vehicle.
You gotta find a vehicle because before real estate and mortgages, I used to be a teacher assistant.
I remember that.
And then I also used to be I had another job which was an assistant to a realtor.
Yeah.
And then I also went to college. And then I also did what? I had a girlfriend. It's another job. So it's just like too many. I was doing too many things. Like it was. So like when you find your vehicle, step number one, don't have a girlfriend. Like just stick to what you're doing. Forget about girlfriends.
So you're saying you would have been way more ahead if you didn't have a girlfriend. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because.
What if you had the right girlfriend, which is exactly what happened to you?
Yeah, but you didn't become my girlfriend until later. I had many girlfriends before you.
Oh, okay.
And then I made a lot of mistakes. And then finally when I met you, that's when I met the right girl. But it took me like a lot of girls, like 1,000 girls. You were like 1,001. So
I was 1,001.
so you can't get distracted if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So you got to focus on and give 100% commitment on what you're doing. So I had so many things going on. But then when I got into the mortgage industry, after finding your vehicle, then what's next? So then you got to get better. You got to become the best. You got to start off fast. So what did I do? I did something called mirroring. So I was mirroring the best loan officer in the company. I went to the top 3. Number 3 didn't want to talk to me, didn't want to waste his time. I went number 2, same thing. And then one of the 3 said, "You know what? I'll take you out to lunch." And he took me out to lunch. His name was Francisco. Maybe he's watching this. I mean, he's probably like 80 years old now, but maybe more.
Was that the investor?
But Francisco, he was a loan officer. I mean, he was like close to 60 when I started, and I've been in this business for a lot. So maybe he should be like 80. So I wonder how he's doing. But maybe he's watching this. Maybe he's on the Zoom. But Francisco, he took me out to lunch. He was the top producer. I remember he used to close like 8 loans a month. And I used to be like, damn, this guy is good.
Yeah.
And 8 loans a month is not that much.
Anymore.
And because now we got used to excellence.
Yeah.
Elite. So I remember the first time he took me to lunch, he paid I think the bill was like $36 because we went and we got a hamburger or something in Pasadena. And obviously we weren't drinking. We just went out there, got a lunch, and I was just asking him questions, like stupid questions. So you gotta ask,
picking his brain, right?
You gotta ask stupid questions in the beginning because you don't know anything. And I was asking stupid questions. And the trick or the rule is never ask the same stupid question again. Whenever somebody gives you that answer, don't go to the same person and ask him the same question because they're not gonna give you any more time. So I remember the bill comes and it's $36. And you know what Francisco does? He takes out a $100 bill and just gives it to the person. And then they're like, and he's like, "It's okay, I don't need any change." And then I'm like,
really?
What the heck? And to me back then,
$100
think
was
about
a lot of money.
I was 19 years old. And I'm looking at this guy like, dude, what is this guy? Like, to me, it was weird to see 100 bills. Like my dad never, we didn't grow up with 100 bills. We grew up spending as least as possible because that's the way we were. We were poor middle class. So when somebody was just taking out 100, and it was just, I was impressed. So I'm like, damn, this is so cool. And I just started learning from this person. So step number 2 is gonna be find the best in the game and copy what works. So if you're a realtor, go to a company, join a company, and then go learn from the best. So like you come to the mortgage guys, right? Or you come to Ambiance. don't get mentored or coached by people that aren't closing deals. That's the stupidest thing you could do.
That's true.
It's like so fucking dumb. And I see people that are getting mentored and people aren't from people that are not producing. I would only get mentored by the number one guy. I'm not even interested in number two.
Yeah.
I want number one. I see in real estate and we have the metrics. So if you're watching this and maybe you're part of the company, look at our metrics. Look who's the top 5 and only learn from those people. Learn from number one. If number one doesn't want to talk to you, then learn from number 2. Then go to number 3. But don't go any below that. Like just don't do that. Mortgage, look at the metrics. Who's doing the best? Learn from those people. People that are not top 5, you shouldn't even see them. You got to learn from the top. So that's what and where did I get this information? Because I started talking to all these people like Francisco. And he would tell me, hey, when I got started and I was young, I used to go and I used to look for the top guy and I used to learn from the top guy. And he told me that, and I learned something new today. Then I started doing that and I started doing that. How did you become the best in real estate? Like I know you found your vehicle, but then after the vehicle, how do you become the best?
Well, you have to execute. You have to do a lot of work when you don't feel like it, a lot. And you have to prioritize your career over a lot of, you have to sacrifice a lot of gatherings and things that young people don't really want to sacrifice because it's hard to sacrifice the things that you like to do for the things that you need to do. And for me, that wasn't a hard exchange because I knew where I was going. I knew what I wanted to acquire and attain, which at the time was money. For me, it was having money to buy and get the things that I needed because we never had money. I literally, the biggest bill I've ever saw was probably like $20, I want to say. I really don't remember ever seeing $100 bill, So to me.
So you have $100 bill story too?
Well, my mom would leave us $5, $10, whatever she could afford. Sometimes it was all dollars, so that I can feed my brothers and my sisters when I was 12 years old, when she would go to work. So to me, I knew that I needed money. I needed to get money to purchase things. It wasn't handed to me. So for me, it was money. Literally, straight up, it was money. However, I was willing to put in my time to get the information and the experience that I needed to get to be able to one day make a lot of money, period.
Talk about your experience and
Well,
maybe to tell them the story of how you closed a deal that had a $15,000 commission, I think.
Yeah, and I got literally like $1,200 from that agent. I actually
You
sold.
still remember it was 1,200?
It was like 1,200.
What was his name?
I can't say his name. I don't want to say his name, but however,
Come on, say it.
To me, it was the experience that I was
What
getting.
company did you work with?
You can buy experience. That's one thing. And I knew I had to put in the work. So I also think, personally, me, waitressing, bartending, you don't work for the hourly wage. You work for the actual tips that you're going to acquire. And the more better customer service you give somebody, the more tips you're going to get, the more money you're going to make. So to me, that was just like a big wiring in my brain as far as what I needed to do to get more money, to be able to afford more things of the things that I never had that I really wanted, not only for myself, but for my brothers and my sisters as well. Because I'm the oldest of 5, so it's crazy. It's a crazy life, but I don't regret any of it. I love all of it. I think that our experiences make us who we are, and for me, I'm happy to work as hard as I need to work to get to where I want to be. That's never been a problem to me. I'm the person that will be there till midnight, till I get the job done. When people go home at 5, 6, regardless of if you're employed, self-employed, W-2, 1099, that doesn't matter. Work ethic has nothing to do with that. Your work ethic is literally how much you put into something, regardless of your position or whatever. People can tell. It doesn't go unnoticed. As far as I'm concerned, work ethic is literally the most important thing somebody has, and it does not go unnoticed. I can spot that from like miles, somebody's work ethic, miles away.
So guys, and before we get into the questions, because we have a ton of questions, but before we get into that, step number 3. So I want to go to step number 3, and then I want to answer questions about what do you guys want to know. But step number 3, what I'm going to tell you right now, take some notes because this is going to save you like 10 years. If I would have known this back then, I would be a billionaire right now. Easy. No, like very easy. Maybe 5 years ago, I would have been a billionaire. So this is going to save you a lot of time. Okay, so write this down. Number 3 is you have to find and commit to your core business only. So it's core business. You got to find and commit to your core business only. A lot of people, they find a vehicle and they start making a little bit of money. And then they're like, okay, well, you know what? I also want to do real estate. I want to do loans and real estate. Yeah. And oh, you know what? I also want to start a car wash, and I want to start a restaurant, and I want to do this and this and that and this. So they start getting all these ideas, and then they get sidetracked. Oh, let me open a strip club. And they start losing focus in their core business. So if I would have just committed 100% to mortgages and didn't waste time trying to real estate, trying all these other things that I tried, I could go on the list.
Well, that's what you did.
I did.
What'd you do?
I got carried away doing a lot of other things.
Oh, like trying to build a house.
Yeah, let's not talk about that, please. But I mean, I started getting stupid ideas because I started making good money with mortgages, and then besides getting really distracted with girls, parties, and drugs, I started thinking that I was an investor. And this is one of the biggest mistakes a lot of realtors and mortgage people do. They make their 20K, which is peanuts, or 50K, which is peanuts, and they're like, you know what? Now I could be an investor. Let me start buying this house and start doing flips. And these people, they do flip after flip. They do all these flips, but they can't even afford a Ferrari. And you might be saying, oh, it's not all about Ferraris. Yes, it is. If you are really rich, you could have a Ferrari. You could have a nice Rolex. So like all these flippers that are breaking even, why are they breaking even? Because do the math. You do a flip, you make $60,000 in 6 months. Divide 60,000 by 6 months. You could be closing 10 deals in a month. You could be then building your army and then building a real business, and then you're making 60 grand in a month, not 60 grand in 6 months. I mean, not only you close 10 deals, you can make 100 grand in a month. We got a lot of people like that. Oscar, who's going to Puerto Rico tomorrow, flying private. This guy's making 100 grand a month. Like, and he's 26, and he's focused in mortgages. This guy's gonna be wealthier than me at a younger age, way wealthier than me at a younger age.
Considering that he keeps with the work ethic, avoids the distractions, which Albert has been coaching him on, you know, and sometimes you have to hear it from people that have been through it, because I agree with Albert. It's like, when I met you, babe, you were all over the place, and I had to, like, you know, help him out, guide him a little bit. Because that house, that would have never happened if I was around. Hell no. We're not
well,
going
we
to
caught
talk
each
about
other
that
in a few things. Because I caught you once, you caught me like 5 times. Yeah. But going back to Oscar.
Questions?
Oscar, I mentor him. So like I had a talk with him. I told him, hey, Oscar, look, I think you got to work on this. You got to work on that. And I told him, hey, not time to get too cocky right now. I know you're making 100 grand a month. You got to tone it down a little bit. You got to be a better leader. You got to do this. I need you to focus on this and this. Stop doing that. Forget about that. Forget about creating an event. Forget about being a public speaker. Yeah. Forget about doing all that shit. Yeah. Focus on what's making you money. Yeah. You want to be a celebrity? Let me show you how to do it. Let me put you on the driven stage. Stop trying to create all these dumb events. And I started telling him, focus on what you're good at, your core business. So people get carried away, and then they want to do this. Let me open this. Let me open this. Let me go. And look, when you're gonna collaborate, you have to be very selective on who you want to collaborate with.
That's right.
Before coming here, guys, I have 3 powerful people that are worth at least $500 million. A billion with a B. De Beto. $1 billion. 3 people that are at least $500 million worth, that want to be part of Driven, that want to meet me in person, that want to do a podcast. You don't do this by winging it and by being stupid and by having all these stupid ideas. And remember, if you're being mentored by idiots, you're going to become an idiot. So I have this conversation with Oscar, and I tell him, hey, Oscar, like, forget about events. Let's do this. Show me what you got. Do this, do this, do this, do this. And look, maybe you're on the driven stage. It's already built. It's for you guys. It's not for me. It's to build what we're working on. Hey, you want to start a company? Okay, maybe the mortgage guys is going to be your company. So I started telling him all these things, and then he gets it. He's coachable. He listens, and he's 26. So then it's big reason why he's going with us to Puerto Rico, and then he has another guy that's under him that's powerful.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a lot of fun, but this is very critical. Like Jomar, you're in real estate. Focus on real estate. Become the best in real estate. Be the best. Be the best. You like mortgages? Maybe wait a little couple of months, a couple of years, and then get into that. But first, focus on building real estate. Maybe get a partner in mortgages. He could focus on that. You focus on real estate. Maybe 2 years when you're ready, when you have millions and millions of dollars extra then you could start focusing on other things. But don't get distracted when you're building your company, when you're building your empire, because it's going to be distractions. It's like when I committed to Syl, I was still a little bit tempted, with women. I would see this girl, Syl would leave the house, and I would kind of go to sleep and then wake up, and that was 10 years ago. So it doesn't work, guys. It doesn't work. Like even having a second girl, it's just too stressful. You got to get another phone. You gotta get creative.
And you gotta go like this.
And then that takes time away from you focusing on your core business. So focus on your core business. I told Oscar, like, stay away from girls. Stay away. Focus on mortgages. And that's what he's doing. So very important. Number 3 is focus on your core business.
What's number 4?
Before we get into 4, you want to add something to it?
No, I agree.
Babe, talk though. You're not. You have to
when
give
do I
value.
talk when you're talking?
Guys, we want a good question about personal growth. Please comment personal growth question. If it's something that's not related to personal growth, we have to skip it because I want to keep with the main topic.
I mean, you have to learn from other people's mistakes, for sure. You don't have to make your own mistakes. You're going to make other mistakes, and there's nothing wrong with making mistakes as long as you're learning from them, because everything happens for a reason. You do have to improve as you keep growing, as you get older, as you encounter different situations, personalities, people. It's never ending. Like this game, there's actually no right or wrong way to do it. However, you can take the information from people that have done it and mold it into your own, what you're doing, but having the right people around is extremely important, because source of your advice, I learned that a long time ago. And that can apply to anything you're trying to do. Who are you going to ask? The person that has done it or someone that hasn't done it? It's like anything in life. Who are you going to take advice from and go and execute? If you have the wrong information, it's not, more than likely not going to work out. You have to learn how to pivot and how to keep looking for this information, how to get smarter, how to read the right information, how to do your own due diligence, because people are lazy, unfortunately. Human nature, humans are lazy people. And if you go into your full potential and you say, you know what, I'm going to do this no matter what. Now it's Google. Literally, it's a search away to get good information. You still have to cross-reference to make sure that you're receiving the right information and you're not looking at bad information. But it's like anything, guys. Like, you have to put in the work. There's no way around it. And if there's somebody like him who's always trying to help everybody, good people, of course, because, again, people's egos, especially men, women have egos as well, but men, it's just like a dominance thing, and to me, I'm like, no, yeah, you're like not that smart, because you should be collaborating with someone like Albert, not trying to go like this. It doesn't work, because, I mean, we never stop, so that's just what
today,
it is.
I saw Bobby, like, he was in the Bahamas. Mm-hmm. He was walking and he had something in his hand. But
Sophia's been texting me.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what he was doing.
They're all excited.
I asked him, what are you carrying? And he's like a nice cold one. And he just puts like an emoji. But see, that's where you want to be. You want to be that wealthy where you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But
But how long did it
but
take them?
it
Years
takes,
and
so let me
years
guys give
and
you an example
years and years.
before we get to the first question, Steph. Um, so Matt Ishbia, he's the
Billionaire.
he's the billionaire. He's the CEO of CEO and president of UWM. If you search his name, Matt Ishbia net worth, it'll say about 10 billion. The company's
Crazy.
worth a lot more than that because he's the majority owner, but the company's worth more than that. He went public. He has 9,000 employees. 9,000
That's
employees.
crazy.
So that tells you, okay, well, now I know the formula. So number four is gonna be, once you find your core business, okay, how do you scale it? Like, how do you build an empire, an enterprise? So a business like Matt Ishbias, he wasn't the founder of the business. So a lot of you are thinking, oh, I want to start my company because I want to be the man and I want to have a business card with CEO on it. And then you're closing what, 40 deals?
That's ego.
100 deals? Come on, bro. So when I see that and I learn all that, we'll get to the question right now. But when I see that, then that gives me the blueprint. Now I know, okay, we are here and this is where we want to be. If we get to this place, I'm going to be worth 10 billion and the company is going to be worth 40 billion. So now I know the blueprint to that. And the cool thing is that now those people like Matt and a lot of other people, now they want to meet me just as much as I want to meet them. And these are facts. You guys can see it. Ask Matt. And then you create all these relationships. I'm gonna be doing something next Friday. You guys will see. But these with another person that's powerful. But these people start getting interested in you because you're doing the right things and you're showing with the results. So when you don't know, what your core business? Okay, now I want to scale it. You open a company. When you open a company, you have to build a company to sell it. And even if you don't want to sell it, you still build it to sell it because you want the company to be worth a lot. If not, what's the whole point of having a company and going through all that if it's not going to be worth anything? You might as well be a salesperson. You could make $1 million selling things. There's car salespeople, there's real estate agents, there's mortgage guys that make $1 million, but that's where they stay at if they don't want to keep growing to the next level. Like, I know how to do that. And people that are gonna learn from me and are gonna be coachable, I'm gonna help them get there. Who else is going with us on the trip? Willie. You know, Willie and his whole family. They're all going. And why? Because they're coachable. So you have to learn from the right people. Like, don't take advice from people that are not the best.
Who have nothing to show for. That's what he's trying to say. Yeah.
I'm talking about like you just want to learn from the right source. You gotta watch the source of your advice. Don't go and learn from somebody that hasn't accomplished shit. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So Matt, he like we met and I saw like everything. Okay, this is what you need. This is what you need. Okay, X. So now I have the formula on what I have to do to get my business to be worth this much.
To keep scaling.
So, no, you know the numbers where you have to go. You know how many employees you need. You know how many loans you got to fund. You know how many, like all that stuff. Because if you don't know that, if you never meet with a Matt, maybe you meet with homeless mortgages. And then these people, like, you don't want to learn their blueprint. You want to go learn from the number one lender in the company. So now you see what they're doing. They went public. Number one lender company in the nation.
We're going to answer
Quicken
a question,
Loans.
Albert.
They went public. So what does that tell me? Hey, maybe we got to go public. So all these things you wouldn't know if you're learning from the wrong source. So like I just came back with so much knowledge and I'm really, really pumped up because like I know now how close we are to $1 billion. I know how close we are. And
we work really hard, guys, like 24/7.
But if you don't know, then you're going blindfold. Like you're just winging it. You don't know. So you got to know your formula on how can you make your business be worth X. And if you're building a business and you don't care about the valuation, then you're a fool. Why are you opening a business? There's no point. So let's go to the first question because Syl's getting a little bit antsy fancy.
Getting antsy.
First
It's been
question
40
is
minutes
from
already
Edison
talking.
Estrella. Please turn on your camera.
Edison.
His name is Edison.
Edison.
Edison or Edison?
Edison. He's here.
He's not
Edison.
gonna crash, is he?
Let's turn on your camera.
Camera, Edison.
Hey, how are you?
Hi.
How's it going, Syl and Albert?
Good,
A big
how are
fan
you?
of you guys.
Thank you,
Thank
brother. Hey,
you.
first of all, are you Edison or Edison?
Edison.
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 Awesome.
Eso.
I have sent a question, and I'm a family man. I know you guys have a beautiful family. How
Thank
do you
you.
guys manage to do everything that you guys are doing and still have that time for your family?
I can answer that in 2 seconds.
There you go.
You include your family in everything that you can, and you obviously are going to focus on what's most important. But Albert and myself, we have Sunday, for example, or our schedule is actually really crazy. So what we do is like yesterday, we're like, okay, we're going to try and finish early, and come here. We pick up the girls, we take them to the Grove. Your kids in reality don't want to be with you like too many hours. It's a reality. So what you do is you include them in as much as you can. And remember that you got to keep pushing because kids are lucky to have parents that work hard, period. You want to be able to provide for them. You want to be an example for them. You want to raise good children, right? Your kids want to be just like you. So do you want to teach them how to come home and watch Netflix after you clock out? Or do you want to teach them how to do whatever it takes to get to where you need to be? And hey, we make time for fun. However, work comes first.
And you also make a good example because for example, like you want to teach them how to be a fat ass and be lazy and eat junk food and pizza all day? Or do you want to teach them like, hey, it's morning time, Italia and Berlin.
Get up.
You're going to come with me to the gym and I'm going to work. And then
That's what we do. That's
what was
we
Italia
do.
doing last time with her dumbbells? You got her some dumbbells.
She was lifting her 3-pound dumbbells I got her. And I tell her, why do we work out? She's like, oh, so we can be healthy and strong like daddy. I'm like, okay. Kids are smart, and never feel bad for working too much. And that's why I tell people, be efficient. If you have a job that's 9 to 5, if you finish by 4, I'm sure nobody cares if you leave by 4. It's priorities, and being efficient is so important, and kind of setting your life up so that it works for you.
And your hard work is like just working your ass off. It's going to be your child's best. It's going to be the best sacrifice for your child. So, like I went to Michigan, Detroit, and so I'm going, right, and then sales. Everybody here, Steph, everybody's like when are you gonna go? We need a ticket, and I'm just like so like calm and everything, and I told them, well, we're gonna fly red eye because then I could use that whole day, and then I'll sleep overnight, and then we land, and then we have that full day there, and then we have the other day there, and then we fly back, and we're back. I don't want to go. Like, I don't want to leave my kids. Like, I see them, I barely see them.
But that's when we split up.
Yeah. It's a back. We always clap like that. But so, like, I don't want to leave. Like, I barely see my girls enough. Yeah. And now I'm going to be gone for 2 days.
Yeah.
So, but it's a sacrifice for my child's future. And I know that, okay, what's my reward? We're going to fly private to Puerto Rico. Like, we're going to fly from LA to San Juan, 6-hour flight. We don't have to fly to Florida or Chicago. There's no direct flight to Puerto Rico unless you fly private. So you either have to fly up north and then go back down, and it takes 5 hours there, 2-hour wait time, and then another 5 hours, and then you have to wear the mask. You can't do this, you can't do that, and then delays, and it's just horrible, guys. It's horrible. So now I have the freedom because I work hard, and I promised my daughter, and I took him to Disneyland before. Remember, we took him to Disneyland. Yeah. But I promised them, we're gonna go to Puerto Rico, and you're gonna see your little froggies that go cookies. Remember
the cookie frogs?
Cookie. So in Puerto Rico they have those cookie, and those frogs.
Italia loves them.
Italia loves them.
Yeah, she does.
So she's excited. We're gonna go there, spend some time. and I'm gonna work on my book. So like I'll wake up early and I'll work every day. I'll work 2 hours on my book. I'm almost done with it. So it's like a win-win. But I do have to sacrifice leaving my family for a couple of days sometimes because I want to learn from a billionaire, multi-billionaire. So those are things you got to do. But then you also take your family with you on trips. You don't have to leave them behind all the time. We take our girls to work too.
Always.
Awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Also, one last question that if you guys have the time,
Yeah.
you guys have a mortgage business. I'm gonna be getting into the mortgage business as well. What would you guys recommend me to do, or like the best practices of like the superstars on your team? What do they do that makes them successful?
Are you
Just
in
like
Los
quick.
Are you in Los Angeles?
No, I'm in New York. Unfortunately, I
Okay.
would love to be there.
So don't worry, because we'll be fully. We have a few states already, but get licensed. And what they do is that they go all in. You know, they just that's what they focus on, and they make sure that they just focus only on that and make it work. You know, don't ever give up. You just keep going. You just keep going. You become the best. You learn everything and you become the best. That's it. There's no secret.
But let me add to this. We'll take one more question, and remember, everybody that asks questions, we're gonna send you $100. So just get your Syl or your Venmo to Steph, and then she'll take care of that. But to add to that, I would leave New York because New York is not the best place for either real estate or for mortgages. That's why there's a lot of New York agents that were $1 million agents that went to Miami, to Florida,
Yeah.
or to California. Because New York's just not the best. There's way too many obstacles, objections, laws, guidelines. But especially for mortgages, the mortgage industry is really complicated in New York. It's you could still do good, but it's just a lot of other extras that New York has. So what I would do is I would get into a better market. Let me give you a few good markets. California is really good. Taxes are not great, but California is really good in mortgages. I'm telling you because everybody in their company that has their core values, and they make $1 million at least. And Florida is great, Texas is great, Arizona is great, Nevada is great. So those are way better states than where you are. So I would consider that. But if you can't, then you could still do good in New York. But it's New York is just a little bit complicated with mortgages because I don't think we'll get licensed in New York anytime soon.
Yeah.
Maybe towards the end, but not right now.
Yeah.
Right now we're 4 states: Arizona, Nevada, Texas, and Florida, and then we're gonna get licensed in Michigan, and then we're gonna keep adding the best ones. So New York was probably the end of the list. So that's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but that's just the way I feel. I'm not in a hurry to go to New York. I like to go to New York, to go to Central Park.
You're welcome.
And go jog and everything, and have fun and look around. But I'm not gonna go to New York for work anytime soon.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, brother. And just come to LA, come to California.
Yeah, move over here.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay.
Awesome. So
We've kind of went a little bit long on this one. Do you have the number 6 or is that it?
I have number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, go. Let's just run through them.
Okay. Well, you say something first.
Well, you just finished.
I just finished talking right now. It's your turn.
Sorry, guys. My husband seems to be a little tipsy. Did you eat?
I did.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, look. Again, there's no secret.
People are liking what I'm saying.
So there's no secret recipe. It's completely like it's just life. You are ready when opportunity is literally in front of you. You always have to be looking for that opportunity. However, you have to be willing to put in the work. There's literally like no secret. It's just that. You work hard, you show up, and everything works.
So personal growth.
That's what it is.
Let's go to the question.
Okay, I'm done with you. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Wait, Syl.
I'm gonna use the restroom really quick.
Keep talking. We'll answer the question.
Questions.
Question. Glenn Reyes. Camera.
Glenn Reyes.
Camera.
Hey Albert, how are you?
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, so I'm going into my third year of college. I'll be a finance major, and I got my real estate license back in April, and I plan to go into mortgages as well. But my parents are kind of doubtful that I can do real estate and eventually get into mortgages and still get my still get my full education. So I'm like, what would you recommend as advice on like how can I convince him that I'm capable of doing both while maintaining like good grades, good work ethic, and all that stuff. I'm just like curious to know what
How
like
old are you right now?
some person. What's that?
How old are you?
20.
20. So, well, I was a little younger than you, but not a lot. So, like, I was like 17, 18. And right. And then my parents, see, what happens is that, like, I'll speak for myself. So, my parents are old fashioned Hispanics. They're same there, right? So they're Mexican. My mom used to get fucking pissed off because I used to open and now Italia is dealing with my mom, my little daughter,
She
and she's
hates
just
it.
like me. So like they go hard. They get into big fights, like UFC fights almost. And because I used to love opening the fridge, and I would take my time getting the juice or getting the whatever was the ice cream, and so I would keep it open for like 5 minutes, and then my mom would rush in and she would say like, close the door, like if it was like the end of the world.
Yeah.
Like, you're wasting so much electricity and in Spanish, right?
Yeah.
And it was just crazy. And then I would leave the lights on all the time. And again, so when I told my mom I want to get into real estate, and the first thing she told me is like, no, you have to go to college. Like, look at your primo from Mexico, tu primo, like cousins for all my American fans. Tu prima ya se graduaron de la universidad, and they have this degree and degree and degree. And I almost felt like I was stupid. And I'm like, damn, I'm just not good enough. Like, I have to go to college. And then I find out you go to college to make max 60 grand.
Yeah.
And then so college and university teaches you how to be an employee. They don't teach you how to be a business person. They don't teach you finances, marketing, any of that stuff. So then I started thinking like these people are not doing too well.
Yeah.
And then I started. That's when I got into real estate. So then my mom was always like, no, that's risky. Like, what if you don't sell homes? What if nobody shows up to the open house? Well, and same thing with Driven. When I said I'm gonna create Driven, no, what if nobody goes to your event? What if you can't sell tickets? Then I told
You have
her,
to
no,
focus on the good.
I'm gonna sell it out. It's gonna be full house. What if you get a heart attack because of all the pressure? So it was always like, I'm gonna buy some real estate and be in some apartments. No, what if the tenants don't pay the rent? So it was always like that. But remember, like, number one thing, you always have to watch the source of your advice. So if you want to know about real estate, being a real estate agent, why don't you go ask Josh Altman or Ryan Serhant or Frederick? I don't know if you know who they are, but these are these are $1 million agents. So they're not saying that real estate is bad. They're making amazing money and have all these homes, right? So, like, you're gonna create an event. Why not ask the best? Because the best of the best in that project or industry that you want to go into, they're gonna tell you, go for it. It's good. If you ask me, hey, should I get into mortgage? Of course. I mean, you would be a fool if you don't get into mortgages. But if you want to get into real estate, yeah, well, look at this guy. We got a guy named Kyle Draper. This guy's killing it. Number one realtor in the company. This guy's absolutely killing it. But I'll tell you one thing about Kyle. He built a team. He's running a business of his own. And this guy works hard. He's at the office like till 8, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., cold calling. He's going out door knocking. Like, he's working hard, but he's making over $1 million a year. So, like, of course it's a good industry, but remember, your parents are going to love you the way they know how to love you. They're going to, and especially the Latinos, we're overprotective.
Exactly.
So our parents are like, no, mijo. Yeah, no, mijo, no, te van a lastimar, va a ser difícil, te vas a estresar. Forget about that. Like, you have an option to take it lightly or maybe go push and fight for your dreams. But I would tell you, like, you don't want to be the person that remembers, man, what if I would have pushed myself a little bit harder? Maybe I would have had that Ferrari or Lambo or Rolls or whatever you like. Maybe I would have had that $1 million home or $10 million home or 20. Maybe I would have had that life, but I didn't because I didn't push myself hard enough. I'd rather be the person that gave it my all and failed, but I know I gave it my all and I put everything on the line and I
And
did
I
it
failed.
and
Or
failed.
I did it. Yeah.
But then to be the person that's always going to think, what if I would have tried a little bit harder? What if I would have spent my last 100,000 on surviving or my last 10,000, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's really awesome to hear like those stories, those that like motivation for me and still as well. You guys, like you said, Hispanic, especially Mexicans. That's how family is. Especially the parents are like, "Don't do this because it's risky," but we have to think long term and stuff like that. So I appreciate the time that you took to explain it to me, and thank you.
Mwah.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Make sure you come to Driven because I want to see you there.
Okay, yeah. Uh, hopefully it's not sold out, huh?
Dude, Steph will hook you up. Steph will hook
The
you up.
best tickets are sold out. Not all of them. Yeah. Bye.
But I'll tell you what, the Latinas are the best, and you know what? Yeah, get a Latina. They're feisty and they get mad.
God.
But they're the best, and you know what? All right, guys. So questions or we're gonna see you guys
No, I
next
think we're
week?
done. It's already done. It's longer than an hour.
It's good.
No, we're done. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So guys, you want to close it out with me?
Yeah. Remember, guys, don't let
By the way, you
anybody.
look really good right now, like especially your blouse.
Oh my God, it's a dress.
I like the fact that the only good thing about these mics is that I could see your cleavage.
It's a dress. You like it?
You pulled it in, but you don't act like you want to show your cleavage. That's why you want
To
these
you? Similar.
things. Yeah, that's the only good thing about these things.
Anyway, excuse him, guys. He's really excited to leave town. We were actually supposed to leave when, babe? Yesterday morning?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday morning. And there was a huge storm. So our pilot was like, yeah, definitely, like, let's hold off 24 or 48 hours. And I'm like, perfect, because I have so many things to do as far as work goes. And I don't like leaving when I have things to do. So that's a good personality to have. ¿Qué más? Don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't. You know, and when you're there, execute. Just go all in. Work harder than everybody in the room. You know, get the information that you need and then just execute. That's all.
Awesome, guys. So we'll see you next week. Comment below what topics you want us to talk about, and thank you for being here. And also for all our Spanish people, we will be doing the Spanish version of this in Puerto Rico. So we're gonna go live from Puerto Rico. We're gonna see you guys in Puerto Rico for Spanish, and we'll send you the details for the Spanish one from Puerto Rico because I figure we're gonna be in Puerto Rico.
I'm down. I'm
Latino
down. I can
area.
set it up if you teach me.
So hablamos en español, Puerto Rico, live from Puerto Rico. I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys in a couple days.
Bye.